What's up? What's up, KCL family? How's everyone doing tonight? Gonna wait for a few more people to join the party before I get started. Really excited about tonight's conversation. What's up, P and Dub? How are you? Glad you're here. What's up, Ra? Glad you could make it. So just waiting for a few people to join before we start the proceedings. I'm so excited for this. What's up? Who's that? Natalie, how are you? Lovely evening. Hello, goddess. Back at ya. Hello, melanated diaspora. Welcome. What's up, Keisha B? All right, so welcome to tonight's live, you guys. I've already set the intention for loving energy, deeper understanding, fellowship. So really excited, really excited. And of course, love. I don't know if I said that already. But you may or may not have noticed that the other half of this dynamic duo is not physically present. All right. He is with us in spirit, okay, with us in consciousness. I'm sure he sends his energy and his love. But Dad / Reginald / Kuakaru / Teach / Professor, whatever you feel comfortable calling him, he is on a cruise, living his best life with his honey boo. So really happy for him, sending him love and energy. I know he's enjoying himself. If you follow him on any platforms, he's been posting pictures. So send him some loving vibes. With that being said, my name is Voche Martin. Okay, I am Reginald's daughter and co-host. And my specialty is metaphysics. It is numerology, astrology, tarot, and my first language is energy. Okay, I feel you. Okay, and I like to be felt. I like to emit the energy that I want to feel. So I'm so happy to have you guys with me tonight. So, first, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about, as you can see, the topic of this video was the lessons of the age of Aquarius, okay, which we have all incarnated into. And after I give my spiel, after I talk about it, I'm going to open the forum for questions, okay? What's up, Sound Off the General? Hey, Danny. Hey, Nikosi. Cynthia. Lay Copel, thank you. How are you? Welcome. Okay, so centering breath. The age of Aquarius. Okay. If you incarnated into this time, if you are here, if you are physically here in a body, your soul deemed that this time and space would be the best situation, the best experience for your soul's evolution. Okay. And I want to start off by saying that if you decided to incarnate at this moment in time, you are a very brave soul. Okay. You are a pioneer. You are a spiritual warrior. Okay. We are the ushers. Okay. We are the ones here that decided to come and help issue in this new change, this new shift in energy. Okay, now what do I mean by shift in energy? Humanity, the evolution of humanity is marked by ages. Okay, and the ages are marked by the astrological signs. Okay, so we are moving out of the energy of Pisces, okay, which dealt with religion and kind of a boxed in faith or living life based on logic, okay, or what made sense based on our religious practices or what the people in control told us to do. Okay, this was following a leader or following someone else's teachings. Okay, and in the age of Aquarius, if you guessed it, we are doing the opposite of that. Okay, so we are now moving into a space where it requires us to lead from the heart, to listen from our heart, to create experiences through listening to our intuition. Okay, so We are moving away from heavily relying on logic and what we can prove in the physical, okay? And we are learning to incorporate the other half of our existence, okay, which is our inner world, okay, which is our intuition, our psychic ability, the understanding of energy and the unseen, okay? So, Aquarius. Aquarius is the sign that deals with intuition, okay? It deals with listening to our gut feelings in order to tap into our own individual genius. Okay. Aquarius deals with going against the status quo. Okay. Creating chaos in order to shake up the tradition. Okay. And create a new way of being, a new way of living. Okay. And a new way of seeing the world. Okay. Aquarius is air. So it deals with seeing things from a higher perspective. Aquarius is very intuitive because it understands where it's been, it understands where it is, and therefore it can intuitively interpret where it's heading or where the energy wants to move. Okay. Aquarius also represents electricity, okay, and electrifying or awakening something, okay, or shocking something awake or integrating new energies, okay, that catalyze new experiences. And the ushering in of that age comes with lessons. Okay. So, as a soul that has come to live in the age of Aquarius, we all have certain umbrella themes that we are all working under. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Mac. What's up, Gregory, Red Rose, Audrey, Lisa. Hey, April Love. So happy to have you guys here. Okay. So, with that, as I'm speaking, okay, or you can wait till after, but it will benefit you to know where Aquarius is in your chart, okay, what house Aquarius is in, as well as where Uranus is placed in your chart, because these are the planets that deal with the awakening, humanitarian, march to the beat of my own drum, doing things differently, my way or the highway energy, okay? So, the first lesson that I want to talk about in terms of dealing with the Aquarian age is individuation. Okay, finding out who am I, defining yourself for you, asking yourself, am I creating a life based on the way I want to live, or am I living for the acceptance of other people? Okay, am I living for other people? Okay, and with that, deciding, okay, well, if I'm not living for other people, what do I want to create? What do I want to usher into the world? How can I be a revolutionary or a visionary? Or how can I activate my visionary potential? Okay. What am I being called to revolutionize? How can I actualize my unique genius? What wants to be birthed through me? Because when we're living for other people or through other people, we just gonna get what they got or what everyone else has. But we each have the potential to bring forth something unique, something that can only be birthed through us. Okay. And what our soul or the gifts that our soul has. And to discover what that is, we have to be brave enough to go against the grain. We have to be brave enough to do what has never been done or to go about things in a way that's never been done. Okay. This is a time to discover our own personal sovereignty, our own personal power. This is a time where we're done looking to religious leaders or politicians to solve our problems in our life. Okay. And we're now relying on our own understanding. Okay. So a lot of us who are coming out of Christianity, we're taught the opposite of that. Okay. And that's where KCL comes in. Okay. What my dad does is creates a bridge of understanding, okay, and gives you, with religion and it being constructed in fear, okay, and its followers being, how can I put it, rooted in the idea that if I don't follow this practice, I'm going to be punished. Okay. It takes bravery to step outside of that and try to discover another truth. And what my dad does is bridge the gap of understanding in terms of, this is what this actually means, or he's a spiritual translator, so to speak, and creates a safe space for you to explore and discover something new. And after you cross that bridge from Christianity to Kemetic spirituality, then he challenged you to cross the next bridge into metaphysics and gives you the practical tools to understand your power and how to actualize it, how to put it into practice. You can read a book, you can understand something conceptually, but to actually know it is to be it, is to do it. Okay. And so that's where Kemetic Centered Living comes in. So I'm going to put this banner up For anyone who is interested in joining the class or becoming a member of the KCL family, okay, I'm so proud of my dad and what he is doing. He is truly living in his highest vibration. He has answered his calling, okay? And as he has told you many times, the path was not laid out clearly for him. He had to follow his intuition along the way the entire time, okay? And listen to his heart the entire time, okay? So, what does finding your personal power look like? Okay. It looks like being able to trust that what you feel inspired by, what you feel called to, is the right direction, whether or not it makes logical sense, whether or not you can see yourself creating security from it initially, whether or not it is supported or validated by others. It's the acknowledgement that this is where my heart is calling me, and that is reason enough to follow it. Okay. It doesn't have to make logical sense. This is where I feel I'm being led. Okay. And that takes bravery, that takes courage. And you can build your spiritual muscle, okay, by practicing the things that my dad teaches in class, which is how to use your intuition, how to learn how to listen to the language of spirit, okay, how to interpret your own energy and the signs that are constantly around us or are always around us. And with that, sometimes this journey can feel like feeling around blindly in the dark, but just know that each and every one of us in this chat room watching this live right now has a spiritual team that is helping guide them, a higher self, that our ancestors that are helping guide us, because you're not just transmuting this energy for you or ushering this change for you. You are also doing your ancestors a favor by living a life boldly and bravely in ways that they possibly could not have based on the time that they chose to incarnate in, but still pass down these ways of thinking. Okay. Hi, Brenda. You both are leaders in this new way. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. What's up, Kayla? Welcome, girl. The Dark Goddess, my moderator. Hey, love, how are you? All right. She said she got her grandbaby with her tonight, so she in and out. Well, we appreciate your presence and your contribution to this energy in this live. Okay. So individuation being the first lesson. Okay. Discovering who you really are, what you want, defining your life for you, and having the courage to live the definition of it. Okay. The next thing, okay, with that, with individuation comes self-love. Okay. So the age of Aquarius, what that means is we are coming out of living this 3D existence, which does rely on logic, which does rely on the mind. Okay. And we're moving into 5D, which magnifies the heart, okay, which represents unity. It understands that we are all connected. Okay. Everyone on this earth is living in this huge web of consciousness. Okay. And all of our actions affect each other. Okay. So you can help usher in change, or you can help continue to facilitate this change by being the best you. Okay. By honoring your heart, by transmuting any conditioning that goes against the love of self, the love of all. Okay. And for me, or one of my definitions of love is understanding. Okay. When you can understand something, you are, in a sense, joining with it or merging with that, putting yourself in the position to see from that perspective. Okay. That's understanding. That's love. And when we illuminate, okay, because when you look at something, you're shining a light on it, you're sending your consciousness there, you're illuminating. When you illuminate something, you transmute the energy, you transform the energy, okay, which is essentially alchemy. So in terms of living through the heart, okay, and embodying and embracing self-love, it not only increases our capacity for compassion. Okay, having compassion for ourselves first, having grace for ourselves first, understand that we are all learning in this simulation. That's what we come to this earth school to do, is to learn, is to gain experience, is to expand. Okay, and to learn, you have to be willing to acknowledge that you are ignorant in some areas, and that there is always room for growth, and that perfection is an illusion. Okay, we never reach completion or finished state. Okay. So having grace and compassion for where you are in life, who you are, accepting everything about you, even the things that society has told us is weird or unacceptable, or if you change this, I'd be more comfortable around you. Okay. Because truth be told, our uniqueness and the things that make us different and stand out is actually the key in the roadmap to our genius, or actualizing our individual gifts, or birthing something into this realm that could be done by no one else. Okay. So self-love is embracing all that you are, free of conditions. Um, Loving every part of yourself, your light and your darkness, incorporating the shadow. We've talked about shadow work on this channel many times. Okay. Um, so how can you embrace and validate your authenticity? Like, this is who I am. I like me, whether regardless of if you like me or not. Your like is a bonus. And what you discover is the way that you view yourself and the way that you see yourself is projected outward, and people reflect that back to you. Okay. So the change starts from within. Okay. It starts with you, but we're all in this together. So by you loving you, it's spreading love to everyone else. Okay. How can you nurture and reparent yourself? Okay, because we all come into this life with parents, okay, and things that we appreciate learning from our parents and integrate, as well as things that we have to unlearn and recondition ourselves to see it a different way. Okay. And so we have to nurture ourselves, discover how it benefits us to be taught, okay, or how we like to learn, okay. How do we see the world? How can you shift your perspective to see the world in a way that's more empowering? When I do birth chart readings, I often see and experience people who feel like they're different in a certain area of life and have done their best to try to alter that or fit in to a construct or a way of being or doing, and thinking that there's something wrong with them. But in reading their birth chart, I discover that that's actually something that they need to lean into. And you're here to mold and shape the world around who you are, not the other way around. So you're not here to fit into someone else's construct or expectations. It's like, how can I mold the world, or how can I mold my reality in favor of myself, in favor of the expression of who I really am, what I enjoy, what a fulfilling life looks like to me. Okay. For example, I don't like routine structure. I like to be able to wake up and do what I want with my time and decide moment to moment what I feel like doing. Okay. So I may have a to do list, but I don't have a time. I don't like setting times of when I'm going to do it. I don't like restricting myself to time. I just like flowing in the sense of, I feel like doing this right now. Or, I feel guided to do this right now. Okay. And going off of that, whether instead of like punching a clock or being on someone else's time or schedule, or trading um, time for money in terms of doing something I don't necessarily enjoy. Okay. So from that perspective, I have created a life where I can do just that. I wake up without an alarm clock. Okay. I set my own schedule. Everything is on my terms. Okay. Everything I do my way. Okay. If I feel like doing it, I do it. If I don't, I won't. And I don't owe anybody an explanation for that. Okay. And I operate moment to moment by listening to my heart. And if I listen to my heart, if you listen to your heart, you can never go wrong. Okay. By living from your heart space. And that is what the age of Aquarius is ushering in. It is teaching us how to live from our heart space. Okay. Hold on, hold on. Thank you so much, Lawrence. Appreciate ya. Love the energy. I'm a reflection of you, reflecting you. Thank you, Keisha B. Appreciate ya. Yes. Okay. So, how can you give yourself more compassion and grace and unconditional acceptance? Okay. I have had to learn to love everything about me, the quirks, the things that I felt like made me awkward or not easy to understand. Okay. I had to learn and accept that I don't fit in with my peers, or I don't fit in because I'm here to stand out. I'm here to create something new. Okay. Um, yeah, and I learned that judgment of myself or criticism of myself is actually a mask for fear. Okay. Fear of being wrong or inadequate. Okay. When in reality, we are God. There is absolutely nothing wrong, inadequate, or imperfect about God. Everything has its purpose. Everything has its divine timing in terms of how it wants to manifest and be experienced. Okay. And I've really learned to embrace all that I am, embrace my evolution, appreciate every stage of the journey. Okay. Unconditional acceptance of what is. Okay. There's a Mariah Carey clip, and she'd be like, I'm going to do the best I can with what I got. Okay. And that's exactly the attitude I take. Like, this is what I was blessed with. So this is what I'm going to work with. Okay. And I'm going to work the hell out of it. Um, and when you get to that point of loving yourself so much that you understand you really can't make a mistake, okay? Because mistakes are opportunities for learning. So you don't know until you experience the opposite, okay? But once you get to that point of unconditional acceptance of what is, you can just learn to just trust your inner compass and understand that if I'm following my heart, whatever comes along with this journey, okay, with this intention and the direction I've set, this must be something I needed to collect, a tool that I needed to collect along my journey to better understand what I'm here to birth. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Just reading some of you guys' comments. so so self-love. The next lesson that we are here, or the next theme that goes along with the Aquarian age, okay? Ancestral healing. Yeah, I'm gonna just take a breath and ground that for a second. For everyone in this chat, ancestral healing. So, in terms of ushering in a new age, many of us who are on this journey of revolutionizing the way we see the world, challenging outdated belief systems and traditions that no longer serve us. Okay, we have parents and family members that are fearful of our bravery to challenge the norm. Okay, and those who project their perceptions of fear onto us. Okay, and I want to reiterate again how much bravery and courage it takes to march to the beat of your own drum and be able to analyze something or traditions that have been in place for years and be like, that don't necessarily work for me, or that doesn't resonate with me. I don't know what does, but I'm willing to go on this journey to figure it out because I know that ain't it. Okay. So, in terms of healing our ancestral lines, okay, we are now living in a time and space where individuality is not only supported but celebrated, in terms of we are now accepting things that were outside of the norm. For instance, the LGBTQ community, or working from home, or working for yourself, or um, just non-traditional ways of creating wealth, okay, or existing. Our society is much more sexually liberated, okay, nowadays. That also deals with Aquarius, is liberation, freedom. And with that, we are transmuting a lot of fear from our ancestors, or a lot of patterns from our ancestors, okay, that dealt with conformity, or suppressing our gifts, suppressing their gifts for the sake of fitting in or going along with the status quo. Our generation is completely challenging the status quo. So it would benefit each of us to look at our ancestral line, okay, and the themes in our family, and see what we are here to transmute, okay? Because it takes a very strong individual to be able to hold space and hold energy for your whole ancestral line, to feel everything that your ancestors have gone through, and to transmute it and choose something different, to choose a different experience. And you're not only choosing a different experience for you, your ancestors are living through you and experiencing that love, illumination, and expansion through your actions. Okay, so this is how you honor your ancestors, is by being true to yourself. Okay, for example, vulnerable moment in my ancestry or in the women in my family, we have always been extremely intelligent, very loving and nurturing, but we would suppress our gifts and our desires for the sake of the man that we were dealing with, to make him feel more comfortable, to make him feel less intimidated, and therefore suppressing who we are for the sake of that security or being in a relationship. Okay. And so it has been my lesson to understand that if my man can't support a partnership where I have my dreams, he has his dreams, we have our joint dreams, but we're, how can I put it, interdependent instead of codependent. Okay, this is what I've had to learn and transmute for my ancestors. Okay, so look back on your lineage, look back on the patterns in your family, and ask yourself, what needs to change? Okay, how can I infuse more love into my lineage? How can I honor my ancestors by doing and living a life that they were not able to live, or maybe didn't have the bravery or the courage or the environment to be able to create that type of lifestyle? Okay. Reading A Graphic Designs. When I told my aunt about the age of Aquarius, she hit me with the blood of Jesus and all that. This Egypt stuff is Satan influencing the world. The ignorance is still strong out there. Yes, it is. And with that, we still have to have love, or we have to meet ignorance with love. Okay. And understand that, once again, we are all in this together. Everyone is at different levels of understanding and perception. But if you are at a higher level of perception, it's not for you to downplay or talk down on someone who isn't at that level yet. That makes you the teacher in that moment. So how can you bridge the gap of understanding? Okay. How can you send love to that person? And sending love doesn't always mean teaching or lecturing. It can simply mean, I see where you are. I've been there, or I understand. And I send you love on your journey. And I hope, you get to the understanding that serves your highest good. Okay. That's how we can give love or be a teacher in that moment. Okay. Because everything is contagious. Okay. Through you facilitating your own awakening, everyone you touch, you plant a seed in. Okay. So this is how we all do our part in raising human consciousness, because the age of Aquarius, it also deals with technological advancements and bringing forth technology that has already been invented, has long since been invented, but we don't have the high enough consciousness to be able to use these things. All right. We can't even play fair with guns, or we still killing each other, and over the illusion of separation or the illusion of difference, or who was the original this, or who's the most powerful that. We are all humans existing in this earth plane. All of our energy is connected. Okay. So you can do your part in raising the vibration of the collective by raising your vibration, by living through love, living through understanding, sending love to people who aren't at your level of understanding in hopes that they get there, because we're only as strong as our weakest link. Okay. Humanity is the race. The human condition, okay, is the mission. Okay. How can we improve the human condition? How can you make the world better than it was when you got here? Okay. Okay. Because you're helping create the world for the ancestors to come after you. Okay. So don't let them down. The next lesson in the age of Aquarius is facilitating awakening. Okay. So I just touched on that. All right. How can you shine a light on deception or outdated constructs, political regimes, or the illusions? How can you shine a light on that? By doing your research. Okay. as y'all know, a lot of knowledge has been hidden from us. The powers that be don't want us to learn certain things that can empower us, but just know that they don't have control over the Akashic records. We can tap into that knowledge by being on our own path of seeking truth, okay? By going within and asking questions and getting downloads of this information. We don't have to wait for them to um, make it available to the public, okay? Earn the knowledge through your own rite of passage, okay? Take the steps toward enlightenment yourself. There are so many paths that lead to the center, okay? The center, not the center, the center. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So bringing it back to astrology, okay, because Aquarius actually is the ruler of astrology and metaphysical science, or the mediums that allow us to interpret spirit, okay, and energy. So, looking at your chart, wherever Uranus is placed in your chart, this is where you're meant to be a rebel. This is where you're meant to break the mold and march to the beat of your own drum. This is where you're meant to be a visionary and revolutionize the ideals in this area of life and think differently. Okay. So, how you can facilitate awakening will depend on your Aquarius. On your Uranus as well as where Aquarius is placed in your chart. Okay. For example, my Uranus is in the sixth house of our everyday routine, efficiency, our health, the way that we learn, the way that we go about accomplishing our goals. Okay. And having Uranus there for me means that my path toward fulfillment is completely unique. It makes absolutely no sense to observers. And I often find it hard to even explain what I know to be true for me. It's almost like this energy of just like watch me work. Okay. It don't make sense right now, but just watch me work. All right. And you'll see the results. Okay. Just get you some popcorn and let me do my thing. Okay. And oftentimes what made logical sense when I would try to do it, it never worked out in the way that I expected. But when I allowed serendipity and miracles and just trusting my heart and going with the flow, things would fall into my lap. Okay. And once again, it wasn't without effort because trusting is doing. I did something. Okay. Listening to my heart, that's doing something. Okay. Choosing to sit still and listen versus force doing something out of anxiety or fear that I'm not doing enough. Okay. And that was something I had to work with and learn. Like, am I doing enough? Like, is there more I should be doing or should I be working harder? And it's like, no, there is a more efficient way to get things done now. And that is what our generation is uncovering. And the efficient way, the path of least resistance is through following your heart, following your intuition. But once again, we are the pioneers. So we are learning how to do this, meaning we have to go through the stumbling blocks of figuring it out, figuring this new energy out. Okay. And that is why it requires grace. That is why it requires understanding and compassion. Okay. Let's see. So we're now coming into the time where it's like, okay, how can I do something that fulfills me and also helps the masses or also brings humanity forward? Okay. So ask your spirit team, your higher self, what that looks like for you. And if you need more guidance, okay, you can always come visit me for a birth chart reading. Okay. And I can read your Uranus. Okay. I love discussing evolutionary astrology, esoteric astrology, the evolution of the soul. So giving you practical application as to what your soul wants to birth, okay, while you're here. What the obstacle course is going to look like for you, okay? How you can go about actualizing your individuation, okay? So if that resonates with you, come visit me. Step into my office at vovibes.com, okay? And like the dark goddess said, hit that like button, all right? Hit that like button for me. Okay. So Yeah, challenging tradition, individuation. And so with that, let's talk about Uranus. Okay, the signs of Uranus and what your Uranus wants to bring in. Okay, so this is for my more seasoned generation. If you have Uranus in Leo, okay, so that means if you were born between 1995 and 1962, you have Uranus in Leo. Okay. And this was a generation that's like, look, I'm not finna follow you. Okay. I'm gonna be my own leader. Everybody follow me. So this was a generation of a bunch of leaders and no followers. Okay. Revolutionizing sports, the way we learn, the entertainment industry, creativity, romance. Okay. This was the generation that's like, you know what? I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna express myself my way. All right. Uranus and Virgo generation. So this is if you were born between 1961 and 1969. Okay. And this is revolutionizing the way the workspace is conducted, or things are conducted in the workspace. How can we be more efficient? What isn't working here? This actually doesn't make more sense. We're wasting time doing it this way. Why don't we do it this way? Okay. My mom and dad have Uranus in Virgo. Okay. And my mom is her genius comes with innovation. She can make something out of nothing. She is extremely creative when it comes to problem solving and finding solutions. Okay. And she is amazing she was like one of them moms that could take all the leftovers out the fridge and make this bomb ass meal. Like that just was like random. And like, how did you even know to put those two things together and it would be just so delicious, like, or we think we don't have no groceries. Like, mom, we don't have no groceries. You can go to the store. And she's like, it's groceries in there. Be like, my mom don't see no groceries. She come in there and make a whole meal out of ingredients that we would have never thought went together. Okay. So Uranus and Virgo also revolutionized health, okay? And this is when alternative methods of healing started coming in, all right? And alternative medicine, as well as self-help and improvement. How can I make myself better? I don't have to be what has already been. Let me see what my potential is, how I can improve myself, okay? So improvement. The theme for Virgo and Uranus and Virgo is we can do better, okay? We can do better. Uranus and Libra generation. So if you were born between 1968 and 1975, you were born with Uranus and Libra. And this is the Uranus that deals with social justice, okay, or social injustice. Like this is the generation that's like, that's not fair. I'm not doing that, or I'm not going along with that because that's not fair. There's no balance there. You're a bully. You're taking advantage. Okay. It also deals with revolutionizing relationships and the way we look at relationships, what a healthy relationship actually looks like, and not staying in a marriage for 45, 50 years and being unhappy just for the sake of saying you married. Okay. Uranus and Libra is revolutionizing the way you look at relationships as well as the arts. Okay. Revolutionizing art and artistic expression. I want to say, I don't want to talk out my ass, but I think this was like, when was Basquiat prominent? Y'all, somebody let me know. When did Basquiat come on the scene? I can't remember the exact year. Okay. But yeah, the arts, as well as politics. Like we want Uranus and Libra, like we want fairness, all right? And we're willing to shake things up and do things differently. And we're not just gonna go along with the go along for the sake of going along. Okay. And then Uranus in Scorpio. All right. And as I'm talking about this, if you know what your Uranus sign is, drop it in the comment section. I'd love to know what my audience is. Okay. So Uranus in Scorpio. This is if you were born between 1975 and 1981. Okay. And Uranus in Scorpio is bringing in sexual freedom. All right. This is the generation of the freaks. All right. This is bringing the taboo to light and being like, look, I'm in your face. It's really not that bad. Like, get over it. Okay. Sexual freedom and awareness. This is also the generation that's bringing forth occult knowledge and being willing to tap into the taboo, or, where Christians tell you not to go or study. Uranus and Aquarius, like, I don't care about none of that. I'm finna go see. All right. I'm finna go look. All right. What's really up under this rock? Okay. Let's unmask this. This is also the time that dealt with the acknowledgement of our psychology and it playing a part in the quality of our life. Okay. This is when therapy came about. Okay. Analyzing what's our subconscious motivations. Okay. And that it was a whole nother world, okay, to be acknowledged. As well as acknowledging psychic phenomena and things like remote viewing. And this was when the government started tapping phones and wires, and well, they was doing it before then, but this is when it became common knowledge that we was being spied on in different ways, in one way or another. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, and acknowledging the different layers of existence. Okay. So the theme for Uranus and Scorpio is we're going to face the taboo. Okay. Let's not be afraid to learn or look at things or explore untapped realms. Okay. Because there's actually power there. Okay. Then we come to, okay, we got some Uranus and Libras. We got some Uranus and Scorpios, Uranus and Capricorn. Oh, Uranus and Scorpios also deal with shamanism and occult healing practices, astrology, numerology, tarot, divination. Okay. This is all Uranus and Scorpio. So if you have Uranus and Scorpio, you are probably a witch doctor in ways, or I don't know, metaphysical psychologist, or just someone who loves exploring the taboo and bringing it to light and using it to revolutionize the way that you look at life. Okay. We got a fellow Uranus and Capricorn. I'm going to get to us. Sagittarius. Right. Let's see. So Uranus and Sagittarius, if you were born between 1981 and 1988, okay, you were revolutionizing philosophy. You're a revolution. This is the generation that started looking at their church going mamas and daddies and was like, this don't make no sense to me. Like, I love y'all, but it's the no for me. Okay. This is the Uranus and Sagittarius generation. Okay. That's reshaping the way we look at religion. Okay. And just going along with something because that's how we were raised, or that was the religion that was passed down to us. Uranus and Sag, like, I want to discover the truth for myself. I'm gonna go on my own path of discovery. Okay. This is also the generation that's like, I want freedom. I don't want to be bound to my responsibilities or, doing the same thing every day. Like, I want to actualize my potential and discover what's actually possible outside of the confines of the way I was raised or what I was originally taught. Let me discover the truth for myself. Okay. Challenging outdated beliefs. And also this was when world affairs, like looking at world affairs became more prominent, like looking at humanity on a global scale. Okay. What's going on around the world, not just what's in my backyard. Okay. And the mantra or the theme for Uranus and Sag is, I'm going to think the way I want to think. Okay. Then we have Uranus and Capricorn. I'm Uranus and Capricorn. Okay. And you have Uranus and Capricorn if you were born between 1988 and 1996. And Uranus and Capricorn also has Neptune conjuncted, which also plays a part. Okay. Neptune is the planet of spirituality and interpreting the unseen, feeling your way through life. Okay. Psychic abilities. So if you were born with Uranus and Capricorn, you also got Neptune backing you up, emphasizing the need to listen to your spirit and allow it to guide you toward fulfillment. Okay. Because what is Capricorn? Capricorn is the sign that wants to climb the mountain based on traditional logic. Okay. So this is how you climb the mountain. But if you have Uranus here, it's like, well, that's how you climb the mountain, but I'm going to climb it this way. I'm going to go on this path. Okay. Y'all go ahead though. Do your thing. But Uranus and Capricorn is here to challenge traditions. It's here to shake up the way that we get things done. It's here to show people that there is more than one path towards success. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay. You don't have to go the way that has previously, or you don't have to take the path that has previously been traveled. Okay. So my generation is a generation that's really having to figure things out on our own, in terms of, yes, we are very ambitious, yes, we are leaders, but how do we get to that position? Or what's the path? Where's the path? And we strongly have to follow our intuition. We have to trust our heart, listen to our soul, incorporate spiritual guidance and understanding, okay, and metaphysics. All right. Yeah, so our mantra is, that don't work no more. That doesn't work. All right. So look, wherever you have Uranus at, that's where your revolution, that's the area of life where you're revolutionizing tradition. That's the area of life where you like, this don't work. Okay. So for me, it's the sixth house. Okay. But say for if it's in the seventh house for you, you may be revolutionizing relationships or the way people deal with each other or interact. Okay. Because I also have Aquarius in the seventh house. Okay. So look to where your Uranus is as well as where Aquarius is. And this is where you are here to be a revolutionary, okay? Or a visionary or an idealist. And then the last Uranus sign that I'm going to talk about today is Uranus in Aquarius generation, okay? Because I doubt we have anybody younger than that on here, okay? So the Uranus in Aquarius generation was born between 1995 and 2003. Okay, so if you have Uranus in Aquarius, you have that energy amplified in terms of being independent and unaccommodating, uncompromising. It's like, this is what I want to do. I really don't care how you feel about it. I don't care how you look at it or how you see it. This is what I want to do. Okay. You are naturally a visionary or an idealist. Okay. And the mantra here is, I beat the drum and dance to my rhythm. Okay. I'm running the whole show. All right. So another factor to that is whether or not you are born with Uranus retrograde or Uranus direct. So what retrograde means is when the planet visually from Earth is spinning backwards. Okay. That means it's going inward. Okay. When it's direct, it's spinning its regular rotation. Okay. So for those who are born with Uranus direct, okay, hold on just a second. My alarm system is going off. For those who experience or who are born with Uranus direct, okay, your revolutionary ideals come later. Okay. So you kind of have to go through the motions, march to the beat of somebody else's drum for a little while, and then you realize, wait a minute, I don't like this. Based on my experiences, doesn't work for me. It's time to come up with something else. It's time for me to think outside the box in this area. Okay. Because I've done it the traditional way long enough. Okay. Let me discover how it would be best to do it for me. If you were born with Uranus retrograde, as was I, okay, retrograde means from the start you saw something was up. From the start you peeped that this ain't it. I gotta do something here, or I gotta figure something else out here. Okay, from the start. Okay, so this is how Uranus can manifest for you. All right. So that is my spiel on Uranus. That is my spiel on the age of Aquarius. So now I'm opening the forum for questions. I'm going back to see if there were any questions that I missed. I'm going to take a deep breath and drink some water because parched. Okay. Let's see here. John Fort. Um, no, I never heard of Marilyn Stone. Is that a book you'd recommend? Let's see. Kadash said, Malik, can you tell me about Aries? My B day is March 28th, 1994. Are you sure you're in Aries? Okay, yeah, you are. You are. Um, well, Aries is the pioneer. It's the sign that represents the acknowledgement that I have physical potential. I have vitality at my disposal. Where do I want to direct this energy? What is my mission? Okay. What do I want to make physical by breaking down barriers and challenging limitations? Okay. How can I find balance between my mission and um, interacting with others and teamwork? Okay. How can I work with others to make my mission come to fruition? That rhymed. Let's see. What's up, LA? I'm doing wonderful, stupendous, fantastic, per usual. I will definitely tell him he is living his best life. Let's see. Oh, we got some Cash App donations. Thank you, April. Appreciate you. And thank you, Miss Cynthia. Most appreciated, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, Aqua Aura said mine must have been retrograde because I've always questioned it from a young age. Yeah. If you have Uranus retrograde, like for me, I was raised, my mother was Christian. And of course, my dad was not, he was atheist at the time when I was younger. But I had both perspectives. And I just remember going to church and it never sunk in for me. Like I could never get into it. I tried. I wanted to, but my heart, my inner compass is so strong that I literally can't force myself to do something that I don't want to do. I feel myself kicking and screaming, and I feel like angry when I'm forcing myself to do something that isn't aligned. Okay. So um I had very early encounters with that feeling of disalignment, something that didn't resonate, and so Christianity never really sunk in for me. Thank you, Michael. I must have overlooked this. Much appreciated, Michael Peaks. Thank you. That's spam right there. Yeah. Let's see. Thank you for going over that information. I feel like I heard every year except mine, which is 1984. If you were born in 1984, that's Uranus in Sagittarius. You were born with Uranus in Sagittarius. So go back, rewind just a little bit to when I was talking about Uranus in Sagittarius, Cherie. You are most welcome. Uranus and Pisces. Okay, we got some Uranus and Pisces generation here. All right. I didn't think y'all youngest would be up in here like that, but I guess it makes sense based on what I'm about to say, because Uranus and Pisces deals with revolutionizing spirituality, okay? Bringing to the forefront ways that we can, it's like normalizing working with energy. It's like having Uranus and Pisces is are seers, and they come in with this gift, and it's kind of like, how can I put it? Like this obvious way of like, of course everything is energy. Of course we manipulate the universe with our mind. It's like they just come in with this knowing that we are energetic beings. So every Uranus before that was helping usher in that realization. And y'all youngins, y'all just come in with this energy, or y'all are um further accustomed, your souls are further accustomed to this energy. Okay. Whereas if you were born before 2012, okay, because 2012 was the end of the Piscean age. Arguably, some astrologers have different perspectives, but 2012 was the end of the Piscean age and the beginning of the age of Aquarius. Okay, so if you were born before 2012, you were literally the one that had to unplug from 2,150 years of doing things one way and be open to changing and shifting into a completely new way of being and doing things that had never been done before. There was no example, no physical person to hold our hand or show us the way. Okay, we had to legit pave the way. We in the jungle with the machetes, creating a whole new path. Okay, so if you have Uranus and Pisces, you walking on that paved path, excuse me, are understanding already that yes, everything is energy. Yes, it's extremely valid to listen to our intuition and emotions, and that does not make us weak, or silly, or too feminine or emotional to listen to our inner guidance, which is what we had been taught in the past about listening to our intuition. Okay. Yes. Yes, Chief Scorpio. Look, he owned it. He owned it. Let me find out you an astrologer. He said, basically, my Uranus and Scorpio in the fourth house means that I'm revolutionizing the family structure. Am I right? You is right. You is right. That's exactly what you're doing. All right. Go you. Yes. And not only that, your ancestors um have this genius, or very intelligent, or always had a unique way of looking at things or interpreting things. Okay, so you're helping actualize that for your family line. Thanks, Ruben. Better late than never, most definitely. Thanks, Ruben. Much love to you. Aquarius in the 12th house. Wow, this Aquarius in the 12th house makes me feel like your soul has incarnated in other dimensions, not dimensions, other races, like alien, what we would consider alien or extraterrestrial. um and I feel like this could mean you are bringing in or working with collectives of energy that are used to working through the heart or dealing with the heart. Okay, so if you have Aquarius in the 12th house, your soul is naturally visionary, innovative, and is great at ushering in new change. Okay, or um seeing things from a higher perspective, and being able to psychically interpret the actualization of energy, or where the energy wants to move or go. Okay. um it also makes you feel very subconsciously weird, or very different, and having to work through those karmic feelings of self love and acknowledging the beauty of your uniqueness. Okay. And that is actually the key to your genius. Okay. Um, so, excuse me, learning to let that uniqueness, that weirdness, that extraterrestrialness shine through. Okay. What time is it? Oh, we almost out of time. Let's see. Everybody hit that like button before you get up out of here. Thank you to everyone who has donated tonight. Thank you for everyone who was present tonight. Much appreciated. Mhm. And most people can think back on the year 2020, okay? And it was a mass awakening, okay, for many people, many people. So the energy was already kind of starting to come in 8 years ago, but that 2020 was, and that then the following year when we had that Aquarius stellium, it's like really shaking things up, okay? And that's what Aquarius does. It's like, wake up, and it's not always comfortable. It's not always packaged in this pretty, wrap with a bow. It's like, no, like, here, take this. Like, I'm bringing this to your attention. Shift, do something with it. Okay. Yes, yes. Thank you, Audrey. Much appreciated. Love you. Mhm. You are very welcome, Julia. Yes, Chief Scorpion. It's time to wake up, whether you like it or not. All right. We are ushering in unity, living through the heart space, listening to your heart, cultivating that trust in your intuition and your inner divine compass, knowing that it's okay to march to the beat of your own drum. Okay. It's okay to lean on your own understanding. It's okay to figure life out and what life means to you on your terms, and build a life around your strengths. Okay, not try to fit into some a construct that magnifies your weaknesses. Like, no, we don't have to live like that anymore. Okay, define your life for you and have the courage to live the definition. This was a quote that my dad told me when I was a teenager, and I've been living by it ever since. Okay, so once again, thank you to everyone who joined the live tonight. Thank you to everyone who donated and decided to prime the pump with me. I really, really appreciate that. It means so much to me, you guys. So sending love to everyone who is here. And I hope you guys have a great night. And I will see you guys again next week. So love you all. Good night.